Hello everyone, my name is Dominono and welcome back to Sunless Sea. So I was going to play it a little more off-screen, just to try and figure out what I maybe got wrong, figure out how it worked a little better, and in doing so, I did. I figured out that supplies and whatnot are just supplies, and I also found out that there's a bat. There's a Z-bat, and the key for it is Z, and it finds islands nearby, so you press it and it flies off, does a sort of circle around your ship and reveals islands there that you can go to for stuff, which is fine. Then I found an island that the bat pointed out to me, and I came here and I said, okay, let's investigate. And then a blacksmith and a lady dressed like a high noble from the Middle Ages asked for my support in some manner of civil dispute. Only the blacksmith is a rat, and the lady is a guinea pig. Sunless Sea is not what I expected. Sorry, the blacksmith's an engineer. They described him as a sort of blacksmithy type in the last chapter of this tale, which I couldn't get back to. I did try, so I apologize that is lost. The two remarkable rodents sat squatted, both seeking my support, and knew I had to choose carefully. Apparently. So let's speak to the chief engineer, with eyes like a wave-gold glint, and wears his scars like jewels. A rat in the making. I asked the chief engineer to elaborate. He looked at me for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly.
We came to this island to make a home for ourselves away from London. It's cats and snuffers, it's ratskin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the rat star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat.
The chief engineer nodded toward the distant hill.
One day we braved the depths of the chicken woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked the rat star to be our light, our beacon. But the pigs of Kabi saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them?
Okay, so straight up rodent civil war. This game's weird. How did an armored guinea pig manage to look so regal? The Sentinel cleared her throat with a delicacy to rival the Duchess' own before speaking.
Grace nor the king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months had sojourned on the sea, conquered this land and won the southern main. Now no fortress against him shall remain, no city walls be left for him to gain, save the rats that squeak behind mountain.
That doesn't rhyme, lady.
Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance, assured shall be our glories and their fall, when our lady's eye restored be to our hall.
The Sentinel composed herself, then added,
We saw truth and beauty by the light of our lady's eye on Mount Caveat, but the rats with their guns and their chatter and their peasants' politics stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are a rabble, and we will rule them with the steel-shod velvet of our paws. Will you join us?
Oh, fucking no, lady. Also, how good is my voice acting? Tell me in the comments. Also, tell me how much it hurt your ears. Okay. I was ready to make my choice. As you can well imagine, I faced quite a dilemma. Their red eyes stared up at me, waiting for my choice. Oh, goodness. I don't know. If I side with the chief engineer, he seemed grumpy but honest. Also, I knew all too well what rat-made weapons can do. I favoured the Sentinel. Was it her charm or a fondness for London's rat-skin coats that swayed me? Perhaps a little of both. At any rate, I was keen to find out more about their civilization. I attempted to broker a peace. Surely their commonalities were more numerous than their differences. Perhaps I could help them get along. Ah, jeez. Like, the fact that that's an option in there makes this harder. I'm more inclined to side with the rat, because I'm not fond of upper-class people. You fucking upper-class pricks. But brokering a peace, I feel like I lack the... I feel like I don't have the kind of stats or crew or resources at my disposal to actively broker that. I'm gonna go with the engineer. A friend to rat. I extended a finger to the chief engineer, who shook it grimly. The Sentinel hissed and chattered her teeth in disgust, but kept a distance.
You've made the right choice, said the chief engineer. Let me show you around.
Gain fuel and supplies, and an occurrence from my memoirs, a rat in the making. Interesting. The chief engineer led me to the northern side of the island, skirting the chicken woods. We passed through a number of what can only be termed checkpoints, as fierce-eyed rats shouldered their derringers and saluted the chief engineer. Soon we come upon a small colony, smaller than some of the infestations I encountered in London flats. Perhaps only 50 Rattus Faber all around, working diligently to fortify their side of the island. The first thing I noticed was a brilliant light beaming out from a stump of chickenwood about 6 feet high. It bathed the whole settlement in a clean blue glow and was almost too bright to look at. By its light I could see several raised mounds of earth suggesting shallow tunnels. An efficient fishing operation was set up by the water, an albino rat mending nets while others stabbed sharpened sticks into the waves. Further inland was a barracks where a sergeant barked drills at a small squadron of fighters. My arrival drew attention, and several rats paused in their work to look at me curiously.
"Welcome to Marinia," said the chief engineer, voice warm with pride. "It's not much to look at now, but it will be once we've rousted the cavies. Take a stroll around while I summon the War Council."
With that, he vanished into one of the mounds and left me to explore. This rat thing is way more in-depth than I anticipated. I thought maybe I'd pick a side, and then shit would go down, and that'd be it. But nope, this game is actually pretty big on little stories, which I like quite a lot. Visit the barracks, sure. With a few rats around her earlier, she had to launch an attack, this drill sergeant. We were fighting impressive odds. I approached the drill sergeant and went so far as to salute her, which earned me a grunt of satisfaction. The sergeant dismissed her troops and offered me a bit of chickenwood jerky to gnaw on.
"There's more of us below ground."
I don't know why she's Scottish, okay, just roll with it. She explained,
"But not enough. The cavies are bigger and there's more of them. We're better with weapons, but haven't got the stuff to make them with. Most of us came here as stowaways and brought nothing but food, tools and the fur on our backs. We can fish and we can nibble the chipping woods, but we can't make guns out of trees. The cavies came with their own steamer and seem to have endless supplies. We raid them sometimes, but there's so few of us, and we can never hold on to territory gained for long. That's of no consequence. All we want is to be left in peace to build our republic and the Rat Star," she added thoughtfully after a moment. "Of course, we want that too." Of course you do. The Rat Star. So what an excitable looking rat was peering out through smoky goggles, twitching her whiskers and making notes on what appeared to be real paper. Goodness. "It's not a star, of course. Not really, but try explaining that to the others. Chief engineer doesn't want me working too hard to convince them. Says this is better for morale, but just look at it. Look."
She offered me her goggles. I managed to work them over just enough of one of my eyes to see the truth of what she was studying. It was a scintillac, but unlike any I'd ever seen before. Blue as a sapphire, but more brilliant. Something about the clarity of its colour was tremendously soothing. The chief science officer tittered with pleasure as I handed her goggles back.
"Those of us who've seen the cavity side of the island and lived to tell of it say there's plenty of glow there. Plenty of bright in the water all around, but nothing like this. We took this from the island's centre, Mount Ararat. Only it's not a mountain, of course, any more than this is a star. It's hollow. There's sweet water inside and coral crawling up all the walls of it. But nothing that glows, save this. It's ours now and no one can take it from us."
Okay. Having to do lady voices with this fucking bass, okay, is not... like, give me a break here, okay? I know it's not good. But, you don't improve without trying. Who ever heard of a rat mending a net? Where the green billows played. An albino rat smiled up at me from his mending work, looking dainty and a little shy.
"Chickenwood floats, especially when it's dried out and sealed, so we're able to paddle out a bit and cast our nets. We come up with all sorts of things. Blind fish, crabs, sometimes a chunk of broken tentacle. But the fishing would never be so good without the Rat Star," he beamed. "I think it only draws good fish and keeps the scary ones at bay. I know the chief science officer doesn't believe it, but I do. That light is our livelihood."
Okay. Like, so far, I don't think the guinea pigs need this thing, whereas the rats are sort of having this inspirational thing to rally around. So I'm feeling like I made the right choice so far. But then I imagine if I picked the guinea pigs, they'd probably be swaying me to their side as well. It's that simple. I finished my exploration and the bells of the War Council rang. I was summoned. The chief engineer emerged from underground with a motley assortment of other rats. He introduced them as weapons experts, strategists, and field commanders. "So you're going to help us beat the cavies," he said, a hard edge to his voice. "But how, exactly?" I had nothing to offer but my advice. I offered my strategic assistance. I determined to take the lead. I see. So this strategic assistance tests my veils, Taking the lead tests my iron, and my iron is good. Aha. A tough challenge, a modest challenge, a very modest challenge, in fact, with my iron. I had a ship, I had cannons, we would steer up to the southern side of the island and have at those uppity animals. Yeah, fuck you guinea pigs, I'm gonna sail my boat in front of your harbour and blow the fuck out of you with my cannon. the ludicrousness of just sailing a boat up to the side of an island populated by guinea pigs and just firing all salvos is hilarious to me. Let's do that. Fuck them. A palpable hit. The rats gave me what information they possessed about the Cavi settlement, but I still had to improvise a great deal on the spot. A perfect storm of speed, stealth, and strength in arms favoured us. Our cannons letting fly a volley of shot onto the beach before the Cavies could scramble onto their grounded ship to man its guns. Screams and squeals filled the air, and the enemy fled. A damp hush settled over my crew as the smoke cleared to reveal the torn, bloodied bodies of guinea pigs littering the shore. A grim business, but I had honoured my commitment to the rats and found a wealth of skinflag, ringing the beach to harvest as spoils. Wow, I fucked up those guinea pigs, huh? Jesus Christ. I can't believe I just slaughtered a settlement of guinea pigs with cannons on a boat. What is this game? Oh dear. I succeeded. The higher the quality, the higher the chance of success. Okay. Hail Morinia. Two houses alike in dignity. Not that this is saying much, mind. Occurrence. Your pigment isle might quality is now 5. Adequate. A nation must be strong. If this reaches 0, bad things will happen on Pigmote Isle. Okay. Okay. Pigmote Isle is where I am. Right. Pigmote Isle civilization quality is now 4. Troubled. Nation must build. If this reaches 0, bad things will happen. Spirit quality is now 3. Conflicted. Okay. And now I have 3 Skintilax. Coral that glimmers as if moonlit. Makes marvelous jewellery or terribly expensive tea. And I have a bale of parabola linen. Who plucks the flax from the banks of rivers that flow through sleep? I don't know, okay? I'm not a fortune cookie maker. The House of Cavi had fallen. Mourinho was triumphant. All that remained were the celebrations and the continuation of our voyage. Oh, how we feasted, long into the night. Then I invited one of the Rattus Faber to join us. I interceded on behalf of the Cavies. Or the wide dark Z beckoned. Okay, so do I can bring a rat with us? Or I can like advocate on behalf of the guinea pig remnants. I don't know. Doing that seems like the right thing to do, but at the same time, like, this doesn't seem like the kind of game where doing the right thing is always a good idea. Like, if I sort of try and inspire them, then the rats might suddenly start to hate me, and the guinea pigs might launch some kind of revolution. Having one join us would probably be more helpful, though. And yeah, you know what, fuck it, I'll have one join us. What's a ship without a few rats? Chief engineer couldn't leave his colony, but he relayed my request to his people. The albino rat I saw mending nets shyly stepped forward. "I'm good at fixing things," he said earnestly, "and I'd like to see more of the world." I waited for him to gather up some effects and say goodbye to his family before accompanying him on board. Okay. Civilization here is now struggling. Uh-oh. Probably because I took their tinkerer. A carpenter, weaver, engineer's hand, and rat of all work. Goodness. I can still intercede on their behalf if I'm interested. Unlocked with memoirs are in the making. No more than one. I have one of these, so I can. No, I'll leave it at that. The wide dark Z beckoned. We had eaten our fill and our business was concluded. It was time to continue our voyage and see what other wonders and terrors still awaited us. The end. There. You finish your diary entry and the final dregs of the rat's surprisingly good wine. They line up to salute you as you leave your victory banquet, escorting you to your ship through the foundations of their new republic. Port report of Pigmote Island. Very now. That's all for now. You'll find a story when you next make port. Okay. Enemy hunger quality is gone. All of us must eat. And a new nation was founded. Time passes on the Neath's most adorable empire. Very interesting. So with that in mind, me officers. You're a mascot. That increases my hearts. You increase my veils. Like, I'd have to swap you out for my comatose ferret. Inspire, heal, defend. Like, it's only 1 heart in exchange instead for 2 veils. Like, that seems like a bigger gain, really. Decreases the range at which enemies will spot you. Okay. Can I talk to you? No, unassign. Can't talk to you. I guess I've spoken to you for everything that I need. My journal. Okay, my offices, my shops, my shipyard. I should probably take us back to London, since we're now... Yeah, we need to go northwest, I believe. Okie dokie. So yeah, this thingy is the Z-Bat, and it flies around. And then comes back, and it tells you there's something. Okay, so it found something. It found another island to the south. It's fairly close, and my supplies are not terrible. Okay, fine, fuck it, we'll go here. We'll go here to this... What the hell is that called? I can't even see it now because it's that... The colour on this thing has gotten weird. The Swallowing Isles. Delightful, I bet it full of whores. December 15th, 1887. The mists of the sea of autumn get into the eyes, the heart. It is not unusual to find yourself in unsuspected tears. I don't know what the hell this little jig is off about. Discovered the Melting Isles. Gained some fragments. Oh, we've gone like way around the part that I wanted to stop at. Yeah, the size of the map and the size of the actual like world that you need to move through is a little funky. Yeah. Tiglar Bay. Ah, okay. Yes, you see what I mean? Like this counts apparently. Can we stop in the bay? Does the bay count as a like a port? I'm not sure. Let's find out, and if it is, great. If it's not, then we will make haste for London town. No. Nope, just this. Okay. There isn't like a port around any of this, is there? No. No, it was just an island. Ah, okay, okay. Okay, that's fine. Thank you, Z-Bat. Find anything else? I mean, if you find something else, then I can mark it later. Nope, nothing in range. Okay, then I guess we're sailing back to London. But if we go straight northwest, then we'll go through uncharted seas. We hove our ship to with a wind from southwest, boys. We hove our ship to deep soundings to take. Was 45 fathoms with a white sandy bottom. So we drove out it down, up channel did steer. No, I said that fine, don't worry about it. Yeah, Saints Haven on Pigmode Island. December 17th. Creeping tendrils of fungus, seaweed, unnameable flora. We enter the snares. Oh, hello. That's a Gillifloor. Fuck you. Yep, no. Just swim away, like, slowly. Because these things charge. Ow. Piece of shit. Fuck you. Stupid thing. We will devour your delicious jellied remnants. Unlocked when surveyed visages. Let it disperse. Gained a Z-story. Yeah. From above, the Gillifloor's cap does look a little like a woman's face. She dissolves like smeared paint. We'll tell this story to some nerds later. Surely we will. And they'll be like, no, pull the other one. And we'll be like, yes, it was true. The ghostly visage of a horrible wench burst from the ocean. Was the size of 8 shipyards. And they'll be like, no. And I'll be like, yeah. And they'll be like, really? And I'll be like, And they'll be like, oh. And I'll be like, always lie. Always lie when you're telling sea stories. This is an interesting game. Like, just long stretches of like this broken up by those bafflingly interesting little asides with the rats and shit. That's so interesting to me. Okay, so if my green lights on the sides are on, then it's dark. And terror is more abundant. But if we're in the light, then it's not. If they come back on, then turning my lights on is helpful. Where am I now? Hello? Where the hell's this? I don't know, but it looks... It's got a port. Take us into port. The sound of distant bells. A baked breeze rises, the improbable scent of stone out of some distant desert. You are close to the Salt Lions. Aha. Fed the crew, and we've discovered the Salt Lions. And there's a port in here. Interesting. Zeal Port. What the fuck was that thing? What is that? I don't know. I can't see it past the thing. I don't know, but I don't like it. It's dark, shall we? Two basalt beasts, cathedral-sized. They frown eternally at each other across the black waves. The north one carries an encampment. Creeping human figures eat away at its features like rot, picking. There's a supply dock below. Visit the Unmakers. Muscular pick-wielders rest on camp stools watching you approach, passing hip flasks around. An unctuous overseer beckons you to sit. I suppose then I will. Lost 5 terror? Good. Fungal Tizane and tea cakes. We get funding from the bazaar, it's true, but Station 4, I wouldn't call it Station 4, so they'll grandiose. The stones are stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as garden statuary or occult ballast. Most of them. Some go down to the places under the bazaar. More tea cakes. Interesting. Gained a fragment. That's all for now. You'll find a story when you next make port. Anything else? Compile a port report. Many reports we have. Notes for the Admiralty. Record the activities of the Unmakers, such as they are. Rite of Stone and Silence. What's this other one? Carry the Sphinx Stone to London. Need a deposit and extra cargo space. Perhaps not. No shops, no shipyard. I like how I can speak to my ferret, but I can't speak to the rat, who has proven to actually be able to speak. Anything in the journal? No. My hold, my skintalack, with my bolts of spider silk and my parabola linen. Need to sell that stuff. Okay. Well. We got through a lot of rats. But for the moment, I think that's probably a reasonable place to leave this episode. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.